Oh my god, this place is a mess. Get this crud out of here. Okay. It is another sketchbook tour video. Featuring 3 this time, because I kind of made these into a weird little bundle, because they came in a bundle. Yeah. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure they were like Christian books because they had like Bible verses on the front, but I kind of covered up the Bible verses. Not really for any kind of prejudice against religion or Christianity thing. I just didn't want people asking me about Bible stuff that I didn't have answers to. These are all toned paper, as you can see. We have gray, brown, and black. And they're all bound with this like twine stuff. I don't know why I used this. I just thought it was a nice little way of keeping them together. So, let's unwrap them, give you a nice little triple tour, as it were, as I bump the camera stand there. Alright, first up is the gray. Trying to get you into the headspace of where I was at this point. I had just lost my job, and I had applied for all these places and got turned down at a bunch of places. One of them I almost got hired for, which is what these are from. I just collaged them on there. They were from this place that was kind of like a 911 call center. Technically I got the job, is the thing. But despite getting the job, I realized at the last second that I didn't want to do 911, and so I had to call them back the day before I started and let them know that I wasn't quite feeling like it. These are all sketches from D&D characters. You've seen them on my Instagram probably, and in that character design video. These were the sketches. They were all meant to be Christmas gifts for people. I got some of them done on time, some of them I did not. This was from a Creature from the Black Lagoon drawing I did for my pop-up. I don't have a picture of that, but if I did I would show it to you, but it was like an anatomical study of the gill man. Anyways, here's my character, Dirk. He's a Triton. He's pretty cool. We have Ardris, who is like the sorcerer slash warlock, played by Dustin from Dankrite, if you remember him. Here's Shobi. This was Mia's character, and you'll notice the long list of stuff here. Oh my god, these were all requirements. There were so many things to go over here. Designing this character was truly one of the hardest things I think I've ever done, and I need to readjust the lighting now. Anyways, here's Biffle. He's the goblin played by Marlon, who's in a campaign that I'm running right now. It's a lot of fun. Here's the things I was gonna do to design my Twitter icon. I'd thought about doing the one for my YouTube. I'd thought about using Lynn as a thing. There's a self-portrait. That's kind of what I look like, but not really. I'm sure you can figure out what I look like if you really wanted to. I'm kind of like this, but I have like a glitched out face now. Finally, I settle on this little guy who's like a little sorcerer. He's like a wizard. Not that kind of wizard though. I realize now the pointy hat may be kind of not a good idea, but oh well. Here was a family portrait from my sister that I was painting for Christmas, featuring her dog Sedona, who I love very much. She's a dopey little German shepherd. Here's Vidania, the leader of our D&D group, and Shobi again, a little more refined. Here's Cade. He was like the Danny Phantom boy. He could see dead people, and he wore tight little shorts. Truly my favorite member of the team. Here's Ardris, who wore armor. I liked him a lot. He was previously mentioned. There's a more finished Biffle design. Then there's Durg, who had this weird still suit thing going on before I eventually realized that maybe I didn't need it to be that complex. And maybe I was putting a lot of thought into my own character's design and not as much into the other people's. So I course corrected and they got all balanced and they look great, and they're on that character design video or my Instagram or my Twitter if you want to see them, or my website, I think. He was this one guy I think that I doodled back in Maryland because we were playing a lot of Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and I was like, Akira Toriyama, I believe that's his name, has a really cool art style, and I really like it. Here's Oriana and Kepri from a different D&D group. This is the one that I play with my friends Becca, Steve, and Ashley, where I play this character, Kickflip, who's a little gnome looking for his dad who disappeared while getting milk, and everybody else is kind of there to do their own thing. It's great. Here's Tobias. He was a member of the group for a little bit. I don't very much like that sketch. Here's a drawing that I did. No, actually, my sister did that. She was like 8 years old at the time or something. Here's some sketches of my brother's dogs that I did for Christmas. He has these 2 dogs, Romeo and Sage. Romeo's like this little croissant-looking guy. Sage is like a big German Shepherd-looking dog who's got like these Palpatine, like chimpanzee eyes. She's crazy. Anyways, here's some more character designs from that second D&D group. This is Brenda's character, Oriana. She said to make her hot and also a tiefling, so, you know, a lot to work with there. And Kepri, who's like the berserker of our group, who kills everything. We like her for that. There's Thea. I really don't like this sketch because that head is massive. And there's Tobias again. There's a lot of drawings from this period, just quick sketches. I think I did these during D&D, designing like bows for some of the characters and things like that. Ooh, I really need to adjust that light. My God, 1 second. I realize now how hard it is to actually see. Here's Kickflip again, and a bunch of animals that we drew really quick over dinner. I think it was over wine, technically. We went out to some wine place, and me and Brenda started drawing, and soon it just became a whole thing. See, Brenda made her own tombstone there. She died of being drunk, I think. Here we have some more little sketches. Oh, I can't show that. That was a thing that Trey gave me. Well, actually, you know what? You guys get the sneak peek, whatever. Look at, it's my family. There's me and Brenda, my brother Josh, and Banana, and then it says Ballsack and Monkey. Here's Trey, and then there's a watermelon in the sun, so that was nice of him. Also, here's a character we were working on for a thing that me and Marlon were going to do, which was like a manga that took place in the Philippines, and we were going to do a whole thing about it, that we never quite got off the ground. But it is what it is. One of these days, maybe we'll return to it, because I would like to do a webcomic. Here's a super buff Jesus, by the way. I would like to do a webcomic at some point, but, you know, probably not anytime particularly soon. Here's some Sly Cooper drawings. I started playing those games again, got back into them, and just, like, fell in love with it all over again. Here's some sketches I can't show because of YouTube guidelines. Sorry about that, figure studies and all. Here were some plans for presents that were happening during Christmas. I was going to make these teacups, and they were going to have little designs on it. I did end up making one for my mom, like that had a bunny rabbit. I did make one for my grandma that had a little butterfly on it, and it was fun. I never made that willow tree one, and yeah, that was the end of those. This is my dog Boomer. He was our family dog. He passed away not long after I drew this picture of him for my family. We knew he was not doing well, which was really sad because he'd been our family for like 12 years, like since 2008. He was a good dog. He was a great dog. I love that dog, and I miss him very dearly. Here's some character design right here. There's Sly Cooper. I can't show you that face because of potential spoiler alert for a thing. Here's some faces nobody can quite explain. Here's Peter Griffin with a mounted shoulder cannon, because I think he'd be a lot cooler that way, as well as Michael Mouse and his son Stuart Griffin. Speaking of Griffin, I'm pretty sure that's Griffin McElroy that I found online somewhere. No, I'm completely wrong. This is my D&D group. There's all of us. Steve, Becca, Brenda, Ashley, me. You can tell it's me. I've got the big nose. That was before my accident where my face got blown off and turned into a green screen. Here's Superman. I don't remember who I stole that from. There's a guy. I'm sorry if I stole your face and butchered it. And here's some other random sketches of the biotech things that I like to draw, as well as something I had planned. Hello, Brenda. Brenda walked in and she's trying to be stealthy.
Just grabbing some things.
Like what?
Stuff.
Okay. Goodbye.
Love you.
I love you too. Yeah, that was my impression of if I had a girlfriend. Yeah, I'll cut this out later. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. No, yeah, I think it'll be good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll make sure to cut it out. I'll put a little marker here. Here, look. Yeah, see, now I'll look for the audio and I'll know to cut it out. But yeah, that was my totally real girlfriend, guys. She's so sweet. Anyways, this is from a Hollow Knight painting I did for James for Christmas, which I am very happy with how it turned out. I drew Hornet from Hollow Knight in the style of Dark Souls, and it was very good. Here's some drawings for my friends Chris and Allison of their pets, Suki and Broccoli, their bearded dragon. Here's a man, and here's a, well, kind of a man. I don't know what that is. Here's a drawing that Mackenzie did, right before I spelled her name wrong. So sorry, Mackenzie. And then here's a plague doctor. Here's a face, and here's Sonic. I don't remember why I started being interested in drawing Sonic, but I was. And tried to give him a slight redesign. And then I drew this little knight here. And then we end it on another Sonic, everybody's favorite little character. Sorry. Everybody's favorite, little bitch ass. And another automaton robot person thing, which I actually really like this one. Hard to think that that was more than a year ago. I can't even fathom that. But, you know, I'm sure there's more fathoming to come with the next one. Wait. Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. 15.2. This is the one that I think had a Bible verse on the front that I painted over. Again, I just, didn't want to have to talk about the Bible with people when I don't know enough about it. The synthetics and other such beings and things created artificially. I was going for a theme with this one. You can see with the whole biomechanical elegance thing. I had a term thought up for this, but I forgot what it was. But it kind of fell apart, as you can see on literally the first page, where a drunk dude at the bar asked if he could draw in here, and I said yes. I don't know why. Here's a face built into a wall. Here's a wall built into a face. Here's, the original Xbox, I believe. And here, this is the Xbox 720. Finally, we have ourselves the Xbox 900. And then we have some fun with gouache, which I should have coated these. I'm surprised they haven't come off more on each other's pages, honestly, because I never coated these. I never understood how to coat gouache at the time. But I like the aesthetics of these two pages, particularly the flowers on this one. Makes me very happy. Here are some mechanical designs, I guess. Mostly that one's mechanical. This one's more of just a kind of fantasy statue thing I was working on, as well as a weird hole in the ground, and someone doing a little, oh, bless you, cat, who sneezed in the background, someone doing a little Slavic squat right there. Very happy little Slavic squat. Oh, bless you. You done? I think she's done. Here's the smiling friends, everybody's favorite, Pim and Charlie. This is right after the show premiered on Adult Swim, and I remember sending in my fan art in the hopes that I would get noticed by someone or someone would retweet it. Alas, they never did, but oh well. Some mechanical designs, some figure study, and some kind of biomechanical something or another. Some more figure studies, trying to do some angles I'm uncomfortable with. This low down angle right here did not work at all. Did not look good in the slightest. Oh, here's some fun ones. These are some things I drew while I went to lunch with my cousin and his girlfriend, who I had not seen in a long time. This man in high heels is getting mugged by a chimpanzee, it would appear. Because we were talking about chimpanzees and how scary they were. Here's a bunch of animals, and also the first Doctor from Doctor Who, I believe. I don't know what this was. I don't think I drew it, though. Here's some Raven from Teen Titans. And then I was making up a language. And glued parts of an action figure face into here. This is actually, textured, it's 3D. I think it was a Marvel Legends Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Sorry, Jamie Foxx, that just kind of happens sometimes. Here's some planning for a book I made for Brenda for, I believe our anniversary one year. As well as I think this was a still suit design. I don't know, the proportions are all wonky, but I like that design overall. Ooh, here we go. This was a landscape I drew while at the bar with nothing more than a pen and I think a ruler. I don't know. It looks okay. Kind of a little washed out, hard to tell what's going on. Here are a bunch of random sketches that I want to say I did while I was camping, but I could be wrong. Here's my cat Stuart, which it looks exactly like him, and now my mom is calling me. Hello? Anyways, where was I? Yeah, here's Stuart. That's how he looks in real life. He's a good cat. I was gonna say that's what I look like in real life, but that's not true. My face got blown off, so I look like that, but without a face, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Just a bunch of things. Here is sketches kind of like Belladonna of Sadness, if you've seen that movie. It's a beautiful movie. I don't know how I feel about it entirely, but it's very beautiful to look at the very least. Definitely worth a watch, but not if you're squeamish. Here's some more D&D doodles. I like that doodle of Vidania and that one of Ardris a lot. Kind of makes me wish that the Dankrite characters had more of this style going on, more of like a pencil-drawn type of look. Maybe I could have made the outlines a little lighter, you know what I mean? But I mean, whatever. That's more work for the future that we'll figure out later at some point. Oh, here's these drawings I really like. I posted this one on social media before, but it's that Xbox 360 again. Or sorry, the original Xbox. I can't even keep my own lore straight. Here's some Batman drawings, which I don't do often, but I was looking at Greg Capullo's art, and he draws Batman very nice. Also, here's a list of fan art things I was gonna do when I was trying to get my Instagram up and running again. I ended up drawing Sonic, because, you know, Sonic does well. That's kind of the trade-off, you know? You want to get popular, so you want to draw fan art to get attention, and then maybe people don't like your actual art very much, so I've started just posting my actual art and occasional fan art instead of the other way around. That way, hopefully, people will like me for me. Here's Kevin the Goblin, one of my DM Steve's characters, who's like this little goblin fellow that has a very oversized navy pea coat full of bugs that he loves. Also, here's a message to myself. I don't know why I wrote that, just felt like it. Here's someone with a police helmet, I guess, from THX 1138, which is a good movie by George Lucas. A man who kind of seems to have very little idea what he's doing, but also is maybe accidentally a genius. Who really knows? And despite what I just said about fan art, this last page is John Arbuckle and his Dear Cat Garfield. Some of my favorites, as well as a unfinished to-do list from 2022. I probably just forgot about it, honestly. But that brings us to the end of part 2, the Isaiah 5:3 book, or whatever the verse says. I don't know. Okay, part 3, the last one, okay? This one I kept the little tag on it because I liked it. I liked the little design on here. I think these were from Hobby Lobby. They were very cheap. $2.24 for the 3 of them. How could I say no? And especially when I get so much practice drawing on toned paper, which I don't think I've really talked about much up until this point. But drawing on toned paper is very, very difficult. Turns out it's very hard to come up with ideas to draw on toned paper, just because it's kind of weird drawing an opposite. It's like all your lights become darks and all your darks become lights when you're trying to capture tone. Here's an underwater scene I painted. I don't like it very much, but it is what it is. Here's Mario and some cats, and there's, I guess, me again, the boy. We just call him the boy here. I draw him a lot, it seems like. I posted these on Instagram. I'm very happy with these poses. I didn't even use reference for these. I just had a very clear mind, and yeah, I was very proud of them. Here's some dude with a big nose. That's the Pixar style, baby. You want to draw a guy? Give him a fucking massive honker. You want to draw a girl? Give her a little round head with big ass eyes. And that's Pixar. Here's planning out some characters for my friend Elena, who wanted a anime girl looking up like this. I don't necessarily draw anime people very often, but I guess I can do it okay. Here's a Lego man. I did a finished painting of this, which you've seen on the channel. But here's the sketch, which I kind of like that sketch just as much, honestly. I like the little line art and the quality it has to it with the hatching. Something that stop motion kind of has as a quality is it feels like you'll get these massive sets like this where it's supposed to be dark, but everything is super well lit and bright. I really like that quality in lighting. It looks very unnatural, but in a very pleasing way. Here's a Moai man. Here's Coco Melon, which Elena drew in here. Very good. Here are some more anime faces, I suppose, as you would like to call them. My grandparents call all of my drawings anime. I think just because I draw eyes slightly bigger than normal. Oh, these are really cool. Okay, so we're getting into a cool section here. So, when I was making the White Rabbit music video, this is the concept art for it, right? You can see a little better, like the Queen and some of the other pieces that went into it. I'm excited for you to see these, because I don't think I posted all of these online. But here's like some sketches for the Queen and the chessboard knights. I knew I wanted them to be really weird and out of proportion, because Wonderland, after all, is all about weird designs and weird people doing weird things. It's going to be something I'm going to have to really adjust the levels on this page for. But you can see some of my thought process for some of these. Like, Alice was wearing a cerebral cage on her head with a heart upside down per her choice. I did sketch out a little bit of full body Alice, but not enough of her that you could see like all of her. There's the caterpillar, which was just kind of a caterpillar. The White Knight, he went through a lot of changes. In the song, the White Knight is mentioned to be talking backwards, but I believe in the book, he actually doesn't have a very big role. And I think he's only in the second book, if I'm not mistaken. But you should look that up and fact check me. And he's riding a white horse. He's a very brief character, and he does not talk backwards. But also, I don't think there's a dormouse, except for in the Mad Hatter's Tea Party scene, so make of that what you will. Here's one that I can't even see this in real life very well, but I had sketched a landscape, that big panning shot in the beginning that had the transition from like flowers and mushrooms and moons to fake mushrooms and smog and sand, to kind of illustrate the industrialization and loss of childhood innocence. Ooh. That's a big theme there for such a little man. Childhood innocence lost. Ooh. I like these pages, kind of illustrate the shape of the knight's helmets a little bit more. I wanted them to kind of have like a police helmet feel. I like how those helmets look. They're very interesting and it felt appropriate. Here's the Mad Hatter sitting at his chair, drinking tea. Here's a liminal space I painted back when I really did not understand how gouache worked, and so I layered everything on super duper thick, and as a result, everything looks very washed out. I also think this is like a dandelion. I pressed this in here in a very weird way. And then, oh, here we go. Here's that little Lego man. Isn't it crazy after like a year of, after like a year's gone by, you finally get to see him in all his glory. And here we have ourselves some more anime faces. And some more anime faces, and a little cat, perhaps. Make of that what you will. Here's some more people. I like this stance, but she would fall over. But, you know, that's kind of the point. Here's a Samsung stainless steel select kitchen models card. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, because I've been talking a lot. Talking a lot, but not really saying anything. Here we have ourselves a full-bodied character drawing, trying to figure out proportions and whatnot. Not at the moment I'm recording. Sorry. You're fine. That was Elena just now, actually. She's going to be in a video now. She doesn't even know. Anyways, here's some heads, trying to figure out proportions and, like, facial structures and whatnot. Because I feel like of the characters that I've made, which I can't discuss because I'm stingy and a perfectionist, this is the one that I've had the hardest time trying to figure out proportions for the face for. And the body as well. How far do I push it? How far do I go, you know? That's the question. Because I don't like... Here's Asterox. This is one of Tangi's characters she commissioned me to do for D&D. I don't like when you have a bunch of cartoony, weird-looking characters, and then the girl character is just a normal-ass human, because the artists were horny perverts. It's kind of hard to find that balance of, like, stylization, where, like, how thin do you make them? How thick do you make them? At what point is it just, like, being weird and fetishy or whatever? Here's a material girl, aka Earth. She's firing her pistol into the air, and she wears Prada shoes. She's pretty cool, and she's saying ha-yee, which is yeehaw backwards. Kind of like a metaphor, or like a poem or a riddle. It's very cool. This is Trey on his 3rd birthday with his goblin shoes. Doing the best he can. Poor little guy. Something about the word birthday hyphenated like that is very funny to me. I didn't even write that. I think Elena wrote that. Just very funny. Here's some more images of Trey and Max. Or the sipper, if you watch the podcast. The cereal sipper. Yeah, that's just them. I don't know. They wanted me to draw them. Oh, man. I'm all making jokes, and then we get to something so somber. This is the day that Kevin died last year, which was over a year ago now, which is just crazy to me. She was such a good girl. You may recognize her from a couple interstitials on my videos. Here's a little cactus to go with her. She's buried out front in our rose bush, where she feeds the roses, which this year for the first time ever have bloomed, which is very happy. Very happy to know that Kevin's legacy continues onwards. Makes me happy. Finally, we just have a few more little sketches here. You can barely even see these. They're so faded. Yeah, I can't even see them in real life, honestly. So don't worry. They're like, looks like a person and then like another person. I don't know. That's the problem with drawing on black paper, is you gotta really have, you really gotta leave a deep mark. I don't remember where this was. This is some kind of landscape from some kind of park or something I was at. Who really knows? There's a guy, just a buff man, and I believe, oh, again, it's just so hard to see. We have, it looks like Tintin in a few drawings, because I was really getting into Tintin comics at the time. Oh man, these are so hard to see. There's some more Sly Coopers. God damn it. I'm gonna tell you what, the levels are gonna get boosted for this part. Here's the lake. Here's a knight, I guess, maybe, that I drew at the lake. And then we end, on some self-portraits, alright? We got ourselves, someone. There's Chalk Zone, and there's me. That's what I looked like before my face got blown off. The constant use of stem cells kind of made my nose grow when it was supposed to have the opposite effect, and I was promised it would have the opposite effect, ultimately leading to the tragic accident you all know and love today that gave me my iconic green screen face. What am I even talking about anymore? Who even knows? In summary, toned paper is hard to work with, and I like it a lot, but I like it more when it's gray or tan like this. I don't like the black. Oh god, somebody's gonna use that out of context. I don't know how to feel about that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I appreciate all the hard work that you all have put into watching today's video. And I would talk about Raid Shadow Legends, but they don't know who I am. But they will. They will. Anyways, goodbye.